What's up, people? Welcome to the latest episode of the Terrible Towel pregame show. Yes, I'm early, very early today, because I have a lot to do today, which is the reason why this show is not going to be long. I know y'all laugh because I say that every time, but I'm dead serious today. It's not going to be long. I have a lot to do today. I've done someone else's podcast this morning. I had the show, the footage that I posted for those who get the private content. I did that, and now I'm doing this all before 2 p.m. Eastern, and I have to be out of the house real soon. So anyway, guys, again, welcome to the Terrible Towel pregame show, a very quick version of it. I want to say hello to the early commenters, Boss Yuna, Luke, no show on Thursday, Luke, and this is this ain't got nothing to do with that show. This is all Steelers stuff, but no, we're not doing the Sim Standard podcast until the new year. So there you have it. Jack Bauer, Jake and Porky, Brian Quinterly, my man Real Facts, Eric Heaney, and we'll just get started right there, guys. So first and foremost, the first thing I'm going to talk about really quick, like I said, I'm going to be speeding through this one. Let's go in and take a look at the moves that the Steelers have made prior to the game. Nothing really, too crazy, but I do see that looks like they elevated, what's the kid's name? Coward got elevated, the guard. And let me make sure I didn't miss anyone else. Let me just, breeze over that. Rashad Coward was elevated and made active prior to the game. Was there anyone else? No, that is the only person that says Coward will automatically revert back to the practice squad without having to pass through waivers. So, Steelers are activating another guard. So let's keep an eye on that to see why that may be, and what significance he may or may not play to the game. Also, let's take a look at the injury report, and then I'll go into the guys who are ruled out. So first and foremost, let's talk about the Titans injury report on Friday, and then I'll let you know who they've ruled out already. Fullback Troy Carter. Safety Dane Cruikshank. Cornerback Jack Rabbit Jenkins. I think he officially changed his name to Jack Rabbit. We all know him as Janoris, but you probably know him as Jack Rabbit as well. Linebacker David Long Jr. David Long Jr. out of West Virginia, I believe it was. Remember, guys? Remember when we were kind of talking about getting him? I think it was right around the time that we drafted Devin Bush, in anticipation of the Steelers not getting a Devin Bush or a Devin White. David Long Jr. was definitely a guy that I remember scouting. Defensive lineman Laurel Murchison, guard Roger Saffold, D tackle Tierre Tart, outside linebacker Harold Landry, outside linebacker Derek Roberson, offensive lineman Aaron Brewer, and defensive lineman Danico Autry. Okay, so some big names on their injury report. Now let's take a look at who they've already deemed to be out. Troy Carter is out. Jack Rabbit Jenkins is out. David Long is out. Laurel Murchison is out. Wow. Roger Saffold is out as well. That's a big piece of their offensive line. D tackle Tierre Tart and the offensive lineman Aaron Brewer is questionable. Running over here to the Steelers injury report. Ben Roethlisberger was a full participant on Friday. Joe Hayden, full participant. Robert Spillane, full. Alex Highsmith, full. Kevin Radar, limited. TJ Watt, full. Carlos Davis, full. Isaiah Buggs did not practice, so he's probably not going to play. But at least Carlos Davis did, which we're going to need him because Martravius Adams has tested positive for COVID. So he's on the COVID protocol. So now we're going to need Carlos Davis to step into that nose tackle or D tackle position for us. Zach Banner was a full participant and Buddy Johnson did not practice. Interesting, right? One of the guys that we were seeing getting a little smidget of playing time against the Vikings, and we're trying to get that rotation going between Devin Bush and others. But as you can see here, game status right now, Buddy Johnson is out. Joe Hayden is questionable. Kevin Radar questionable. And Isaiah Buggs is out. So, what do I talk about here, guys? Like I said, I'm going to be really quick, and I'll rely on some of you guys here in the chat to give me your opinions as well. See, my brother Kenyon is in here. Can the Steelers win this game against the Titans? Man, if there's any glimmer of hope for some of you Steelers fans that are still thinking the Steelers are going to fall and stumble their way into the playoffs, well, they're going to have to show up big in this one. We have 4 games left, and quite a run that they're on. You got Tennessee, and you got to go to Kansas City. Then you come back and play Cleveland, and then you got to go to Baltimore. Now, those are all AFC games, so each one of them is very important. Depending on who you beat, that's going to also determine seeding in terms of sneaking your way in or maybe needing help elsewhere. But I don't know, man. This is going to be a tough game for me to call. I can't say if the Steelers can win it. I don't feel confident in saying that we're going to win it. Can they win it? Perhaps. But here's my dilemma. It's the same thing I've been talking about for weeks and weeks on end. It's all going to come down to how well the Steelers are able to defend the run and play action. It's the same thing I talked about in the Minnesota game. Well, let me tell you something. The Tennessee Titans are going to have the same game plan because that's what they've been doing even without Derrick Henry, even without the King back there. They have continued to run the football. And they've been running it well, and they throw a lot of play action. This was something that killed the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Minnesota Vikings, especially early on in that game. So I don't know. Me personally, I think it's going to be a tough game to win. And the reason why I say that is because I don't trust our team in the trenches at the line of scrimmage. Because again, and some of you guys who are part of the extended family, I will be posting the video of the All-22 here as well in a moment, so you guys will be able to see that. It was a lot of well-executed plays by the Minnesota Vikings, a lot of them winning the line of scrimmage where our front 4 guys were not getting good enough penetration, Cam Hayward being double-teamed, linebackers unable to run freely, and they're not really attacking their gaps either. I kind of feel like both Devin Bush and Joe Schobert are more passive, when they attack the line of scrimmage and attack an oncoming blocker. But also, you got to give credit to what the Vikings did. Like I said, for you guys that see the footage, there were some plays that they called, man, where they pulled their guard and, they caught us in a play where we ran out 3 edge rusher package and TJ Watt, rushed, but he slanted down and left Tuska on the island, and then the guard came in and cleaned him up, and then Devin Bush was unable to take on the fullback. I mean, it was just a lot of execution, but again, not enough physical play from the Steelers defense. And again, I'm not calling them non-physical people. I'm just saying they just weren't the more physical. And with Cam Hayward being double teamed, there's really no one else on the front. Wormley hasn't been that great in, say, in the last game or so. There's really no one else helping there. So if we don't win the line of scrimmage, I don't see us winning this game, man. I mean, that's an obvious statement, but I'm just being real. Based off of what we have seen from our team just recently, they're getting gouged. And it's going to be hard to win because, again, the Titans are going to have pretty much the same blueprint. Run, play action. Run, play action. There you have it. Now, let's flip it on the other side of the ball. My biggest concern in this game? I'm going to take a sip of water as you guys ponder on that. Do you know what my single biggest concern in this game is? Actually, let me ask you guys. Let me get y'all involved. There's one player that I am concerned with the most against these Titans. One player. Let me see if any of you guys can guess it. Because like I said, this is a little bit of crowd participation here because, I don't have a lot to talk about today because my blueprint and keys to victory for this is very simple. You must stop the run. You must stop the run to make it more favorable when play action is thrown at you. And we're going to have a more consistent offense. However, there's a caveat. There is one person that is my biggest concern for this game. Let me see what you guys got. Pinsman Sports says Harris needs a big game. Okay. Come on, guys. Come on. Give me some guesses. Bayard? Nope. It's not him, even though I am concerned about him. It's not him. Okay, I see you, JDI 10. Okay, you say we will beat. Listen, I'm not calling it. A.J. Brown destroyed that secondary last time we played. A.J. Brown's not playing in this game, I don't believe. He's on IR, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think A.J. Brown is playing in this game. Julio's there, but I don't think there will be an A.J. Brown. Run the ball, stop the ball. Yeah. Y'all give up? One more guess. Who's my biggest concern going into this game for the Steelers? No, it's not Brown. Brown's not playing. And maybe I have that wrong, but I believe that A.J. Brown is not playing in this game. Am I correct? Kenyon, my man, is right on time. That's it. But the guy that I'm concerned about is the guy who's going to have to face him. One Kendrick Green. You guessed it. Kenya had it right on the money. Jeffrey Simmons is the concern, but the bigger concern is for Kendrick Green. Don't expect the Steelers to be able to run the football very well unless we run it on the outside. I'm just calling it how I see it. We know Kendrick Green ends up on his keister quite often. I'm just saying. That's my biggest concern. I don't know how well the Steelers will run the football against the Titans. If we're not running the football, what does that mean? Ben Roethlisberger is forced to pass 40 plus times. What do I usually say when Ben Roethlisberger has to pass 40 plus times? The chances of the Steelers winning is not great. Significantly reduced. Can they win? Perhaps if Ben threw the ball 50 times, maybe, but I don't like those chances. Can the Steelers possibly get a run game going against the Titans? Maybe. It's any given Sunday. None of this stuff is concrete. They still got to go perform. We might go out there and put a dominant performance on. I don't know. I'm only giving you my opinion based off of what we've seen thus far from this team. So I always want to preface it with that because people sometimes in the chat, sometimes you guys, and fans get so emotional. Man, you don't have no confidence in the team. Oh, man, you're just poo-pooing the team. Oh, man. No, it ain't about that. I am a ginormous Steelers fan. Y'all should know that. I do a show about the Steelers. I could go in my closet right there outside of this room and show you how much Steeler garb I have. Jackets and all. I could go upstairs and show you all of the shirts I have and the jerseys, and I love them. I am a Steeler fan 100% of the time. But I am also a realist. I watch my team and I judge my team based off of their performance week to week. One thing that has been a constant with our Steelers defense for several weeks now, even going back to Chicago, is we've given up big runs. That's number one. But number two, for several weeks, we've gotten gouged by a running attack. Hey, let's stay in that division. Remember Detroit? There's several games where we've gotten gouged by the run in a particular half. Seattle, second half. Seattle, first drive of the second half. Minnesota, first half. Dalvin Cook, anyone? So I'm just saying, when I make these determinations and when I say I don't know if we're going to win a game, it's coming from evidence that I'm seeing, not my emotions or my commitment to the team. These are facts. The Steelers, if I'm not mistaken, we're probably like 29th now. But we're something like that against the run. We're bad against the run. Tennessee runs the football. We have not stopped the run. Tennessee runs very similar type of runs and style of offense as Minnesota displayed. Tennessee watches film the same way we do. I'm sure those coaches, I'm sure those players looked at this last game that the Steelers put on display and was like, oh, that's how we're going to attack them. Now, can the Steelers figure out how to combat it like they did in the second half? I don't know. I'm just trying to tell you guys. That's where my thought comes from and my emotion comes from. It's when I look at my beloved team and I see how they perform. And I say all that to say this. Jeffrey Simmons is going to be a problem for Kendrick Green. He is going to be a problem for Kendrick Green. Blown up plays. I predict that there will be some plays that Najee Harris will be met in the backfield if we're running up the middle. Because what else has Matt Canada done in short down and distance? How many times have y'all seen us just try to play bully ball with guys who ain't bullies? And we try to run right up the gut for third down. Ain't happening. So unless we can get creative with our run, maybe we work in some of the jet sweep stuff and the handoff stuff or pitch outs. Unless we find ways to run the football that way, I just don't believe today that the Steelers are going to be extremely successful running up the middle unless we're doing some of our wham stuff or we're doing some of the split zone stuff, where you got Fryer move cracking down this backside. We'll see. But that is my single most biggest concern for this game. Okay, the Titans, they're down a couple of cornerbacks. Their secondary doesn't scare me. Bayard does. The boy's a ball hawk. So Ben Roethlisberger can't get cute playing, games with Kevin Bayard. You cannot do that. He will get you. David Long Jr. is out. Another tackler, significant guy, at the linebacker position. So it's not to say that we can't pull off a win. It could be a gritty, grindy game like that, and the Steelers, dig deep and get it. I'm just not comfortable. Just not comfortable. I don't see any exploits that we could take advantage of other than perhaps some of their cornerbacks. I think we'll be able to take advantage of that. But again, now we talk about Ben just standing back there and passing. And what about guys like Landry? Let's not act like the Titans can't get a decent rush on. Oh, and by the way, Bud Dupree is playing. Now, I'm not too worried about Bud. I'm going to just keep it a buck. He's coming off an injury. He doesn't scare me at this stat, at this state, at this tenure. He doesn't, this juncture, that's the word I'm looking for. He doesn't scare me right now. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. Yeah, look, my man just said it. A sincere review just said it. Harold Landry could give us problems. This is what I'm saying. We have to be realistic about our team and our chances. So my final prediction, could the Steelers somehow find some grit, dig down deep, and win a game at home? It is possible. They need to win because, again, y'all still have hope. I don't. I think this season is over. I've been saying that. Whether they get to the playoffs or not, I don't think the Steelers make a run this year. I just don't see enough consistency out of this team offensively, defensively to give me the belief that can happen. I would love to be wrong. I would love to be coming back here saying, yo, they proved me wrong. I would love to, but I'm just keeping it real. So they need to win tomorrow. It's a home game because, at this point, I think the Steelers need to win at least 9 to sneak into the playoffs. So you can only drop one of these games. So the home games, you need to definitely win those. You must win this game against Tennessee. You must win the game against the Browns. And then if you're going to drop the Chiefs or the Ravens game, fine. But the Steelers probably need to go 3-1. I just don't know if they're going to do it. And like I said, it starts tomorrow. It starts tomorrow. If you have any hope in what this team can do and what they can be, it starts tomorrow. Tomorrow starts that off, kicks that off. If they're going to do anything, it starts tomorrow. So those are my keys to victory, man. You're going to have to find a way to stop the run and be ready for that play action. And on the other side of the ball, y'all going to have to find some ways to run away from Jeffrey Simmons. Run away from him. Don't play them games with that boy, with Kendrick Green being tasked with blocking him. You're going to have to find creative ways to double team him or something. And if the Steelers offense can catch their spark early in the game, maybe you got a chance. But that's why I don't be having confidence with this team, guys. Every time we've seen us have a close game, it's us scoring 100 points in the fourth quarter. We can't keep doing that. So we shall see. What do y'all got? I'll give you guys 5 minutes, man. Give you guys 5 minutes or so, and then I'm out of here. What do y'all got? Pittsburgh Sports says Ben needs to release the ball 4 seconds less. He sees open to get to, Ben needs to release the ball 4 seconds less. Unless he sees open to get him quick. Okay, I'm not sure. I think we might have missed some words in there, but yeah. I don't know exactly what point you're making, but I would say Ben definitely can't be holding on to the ball. Caleb Long says, we're not beating KC. They're back to fruition. They'll probably represent the AFC again. Caleb, see, this is what I like. I like when people are realistic. Yeah, the Kansas City look like they back in their groove, man. And some people gonna say, well, we gave the Chargers a good game too, and it took Kansas City to overtime to beat the Chargers, and we almost beat the Chargers. Don't gas yourself like that. Don't gas yourself. Number one, that was a divisional game between those two, okay? And number two, our offense doesn't show up until late, okay? And when our offense shows up, we haven't struck as fast as Kansas City. And if Kansas City's defense has improved, which it looks like they have a little bit, come on, man. Who else? Who else? Uncle Claude's Grown Folks channel. What's up, Uncle Claude? He says, I think they win tomorrow, and I think they play their best game of the season. I just have a feeling. You know what, Uncle Claude? I appreciate that. Because sometimes you just have a feeling, right? It's just like I've sat here all year, and there's been times when I said, man, I don't know about this one. I don't think they're gonna win. They didn't. So I'm cool with that. Because you know what? This would be a game that they would win. Like I said, it's at home. They'll find some type of gritty way to do it. And again, I'm not saying that they won't. That's why I didn't call it and say they're not gonna win. Y'all know I've said some games this year, I said we ain't winning that. I'm not saying that about tomorrow. I just don't feel good going into it. So if we lose, it's probably going to be what we outlined here today. It's probably going to be the reasons why they lose, if they lose. Shadow Slayer says, Kenyon and Sim playing Madden on PS5. I play it here and there, man. I'm in an online franchise that I play. And I think I'm going to try to bring you guys the Steelers, the offline franchise that I do to try to keep us engaged. I might. It's just that Madden just is not quite where it should be, man. But, if I do it, I'll try to make it entertaining for us here. You know what I mean? What else y'all got? Boss Una says, we've been sitting too long to lose. We need you to have a game plan. Yeah, we've had a little mini bye, man. So we should have some type of game plan. But again, it ain't just game plan. It's execution by the players, man. And I'm telling you, just watching that Vikings game, man, it was a combination of both. They caught us sometimes in a bad formation, or it was just, they just outplayed us. And when you really break it down, you can see it on film where they just, man, they was executing beautifully. Blocking down and then pulling one guy, and it was a thing of beauty by the Vikings. I'm not even gonna front, man. And the one play when Dalvin Cook, cut back and ran around the right side, I don't know what Terrell Edmonds was doing. We just gave up outside contain, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Uncle Claude again. Oh, actually, let me read the other one. Big Gerbo says, we have a chance as long as the line keeps being clean. Yeah, that's a fact. Uncle Claude says, if Watt and Hayden are healthy, the Steelers have a shot against KC. The Chiefs' O-line is terrible. That is a fact as well. My man Patty Mahomes being running out there. I would love to see them to calculate how many miles he run in a game. But I just think, Kansas City, man, it's just not a good matchup going out there, too. It's just going to be a difficult game for them, man. But we'll see. What else y'all got, man? A couple more. Joe Manick says 200 yards by Cook was miserable. Man, pathetic. 144 of them, y'all. See, that's the thing. Here we go. Second half, okay? He had 144 in the first half. Then we held them to modest gains in the second half. So I don't know what it is where the team seems to wake up a little bit. It's weird, man. But we just definitely cannot have those type of performances. Big Gerbil says, in beating the Titans, laugh out loud, we about to get smoked by the Chiefs, and that sucks because it's my birthday that day. Hey, man, maybe they'll give you a surprise gift, man. But yeah, I feel you on that, man. Why on your day, right? Kenya says, long time before we could speculate if the Steelers would be in a position to draft pick. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, it ain't no need to even doing all of that, man. It's weird though, man, because look, I mean, shout outs to my father-in-law's in here, Leonard. He mentioned it to me last week. If the Steelers somehow lose out or something like that, we right there. We mess around and have a top 10 pick somehow, like close to it. So you never know. And listen, by the way, I would love Kenny Pickett to be a Steeler, man. I would. Yeah, and Kenya makes a good point. Who knows if the Steelers even go quarterback in the first round. I think if a Pickett type of dude is there, maybe. I think it's a handful, maybe 3, 4 of these QBs you might consider in the first. Some of these guys, I'm sure you can get in the second or third, and they could still turn out to be, Russell Wilson. We know what round he went in. I mean, I know this ain't fair, but you know what round Tom Brady went in. I mean, I'm just saying, it doesn't necessarily mean you got to get the guy in the first round. You could probably find a decent, maybe a guy who turns into a franchise guy later on, second or third. So I would like Pickett, though. Pickett is nice. Well, that's all I got, guys. I told you I had to get out of here quick, man. We just did 28 minutes, man. I didn't really mean for it to be as long as it was, but there you have it. So again, guys, don't forget, man, if you haven't already, make sure, and I don't know why it's not working. Hold on, give me a second, guys. I'm going to fix this live on air. I don't know why this video is not working. Let me see. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on. This is strange, man. I don't know why this video is not showing up for you guys anymore. Oh, there it is. It's back. All right, so boom. Make sure you do that. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and then cut on those notifications for sure. And you see that thumbs up there, man. If you like what you saw today, make sure you hit that like button for me. Please, please, please do that. It helps tremendously, man, when you guys hit that like button. But other than that, guys, I'm going to get out of here, man. I got a lot of stuff going on the rest of the day. So I appreciate you guys, man. And I'll definitely be back to you guys tomorrow after the post game, man. And we'll see. We'll chop it up, and maybe we're talking about a win. Maybe we're talking about a loss. But like I said, my lasting thing to you guys, don't get your hopes so far up on this particular game, man, this particular season. If I'm being honest, I think the Steelers season is over in terms of the longevity of it. I don't think the Steelers, if they stumble into the playoffs, I don't think this is the year we make a run. I just don't. The team doesn't make me feel that confident right now. So just enjoy the team for what it is, and you root for them, but don't have championship expectations this season. Let's just keep it real. All right? But all right, man, I'll catch you guys later. Like always, thanks for coming through. Be safe. God bless. And thank you for tuning in for the Turbo Towel pregame show, Steelers versus Titans. Catch you tomorrow. Peace.